This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
WeUseCoins.com. You have an idea that I have not heard before, which also sounds pretty doable. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I highly respect a lot of the efforts that, the various, personas make here for the liberty movement. But I don't see a lot of focus. I'm sure, if I did more research, I may see more focus. But one thing in particular that really stands out to me is, the fact that law enforcement officers, mainly by like union contract deals and so forth, they're receiving overtime for standing in court for all these victimless crime citations that they're issuing to the constituents. So I think maybe if we were to just lend more focus, get together and really attack that issue and lend focus to that issue until we could effectuate change by way of constituent-based petitions, taking the political route in that manner. And also, of course, if you prefer to do the protesting and whatnot, to bring more public awareness to it. And of course, Dave, what you do is a great medium for that as well. I think if we can bring change to that, it would remove that I think the unfair and that incentive to be predatory and to create opportunities.
It's the conflict of interest.
Right.
If they're gonna get more money by giving you a ticket, then they want to give you a ticket, whether you deserve it or not.
Right, and it's ridiculous. And I think if we could remove that one single building block, this whole, house of cards, then potentially it would remove or lessen a lot of the conflict that happens.
Well,
between them.
It's like I call it a political grenada. It's like the United States basically sort of brought down the Soviet Union with that little pinprick attack in Grenada, right? Which was very easy to do, but it was very hard for the Soviets to defend. It wasn't much of a loss on paper, but in reality, it set in motion a string of events that brought down the Soviet Union, sort of.
Yeah.
So I look at it the same way. The authorities will fight us on this. By putting themselves out into the open to fight it, they'll be fighting us on our ground. And that's why I like the idea they'd be fighting on a ground where no New Hampshireite will support them,
But also look at the cascade effect that if they do defend their position on that, that's going to lend even more attention and be self-defeating in a way for their purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
To get paid more just to stand in court and sit on their asses all day.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think they'll do. They'll defend that position, that undefendable position, because that's what they do.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of, coax them into this quicksand moment to where they realize the futility of defending their greed, to give us a hard time. And, and really all a citation is, it's just another tax. It's an ad hoc tax every time, either on your time, your money, or both.
Right.
And it's certainly on your reputation in some cases.
Yeah, it's what's driven us to where we are now, is the government's profit motive in hurting people.
Yeah, so I do plan to make the move, probably to Keene or the Manch area, and later this year. And this is something I'm gonna lend my focus to and really try to get my act together on it. And so that way, when people do start lending ears and these incredible intellects that I'll be surrounded with, that it really is more of a cohesive type of idea and effort.
You had a specific, or do you have a specific first step or first way you would go about fighting this?
The first thing I would do is making videos like this, of course, and also petitioning. I think you have to take all routes possible.
Now, this wouldn't even be something that would necessarily go on at the local level. It wouldn't be more like a state law that would be the way to go, or?
Well, it depends. You would actually, I would imagine, have to attack it on multiple levels, like based on municipality, county, state, federal. I would certainly start at the local level. So that way I think it would be a little easier. You can set some precedent, and then build your way up to state level. Working with the state, Congress, Senate, whatnot, and get it changed there.
My instinct would be that it would be backwards. You would actually start at the state level and go local, because it's actually harder to do things at the local level and the state level in many ways. Yeah, the state is relatively benign in New Hampshire. It's the local governments and the federals that are the true demons in many cases. That. Yeah. Okay. So, right.
Well, I'll certainly take that under advice.
Okay. Well, I much appreciate it.
Thank you,
Eric,
Dave.
and we'll see you when you get here.
All right. See you.
Thanks much.
Thank you.
Bitcoins, Bitcoins. I hate everyone who joins for gaining its additional anonymousness, engaging in unregulated busyness. WeUseCoins.com is one place where this wicked people have this wicked fun. I think my head is about to explode. Stamp them out before another single person go. 2. We use coins.